This video provides brief information about the bolt-action rifles used by the Russian Army in combat during World War I. The Mosin-Nagant rifle, officially known as the three-line rifle, Model 1891, was the primary service rifle of the Russian Empire and later the Soviet Union from the late 19th century through much of the 20th century. It holds a significant place in Russian small arms history and is one of the most widely produced bolt-action rifles in the world. The rifle was officially adopted in 1891, developed through the combined efforts of Russian Army officer Sergei Ivanovich Mosin and Belgian firearms designer Leon Nagant. This collaboration is the reason it is commonly referred to as the Mosin-Nagant. The term three-line comes from an old Russian measurement system where one line equals 2.54 millimeters, three lines equal approximately 7.62 millimeters, which corresponds to the rifle's caliber. The Mosin-Nagant Model 1891 features a bolt-action mechanism and a 5-round internal magazine. Cartridges are loaded from the top using a metal stripper clip. It fires the 7.62 by 54 mm R cartridge, which is powerful and effective at long ranges, and this cartridge remains in use today in some military and sporting applications. The rifle's design is simple, robust, and reliable under harsh conditions, making it particularly suitable for the cold climates and demanding combat situations of Russia and later the Soviet Union. Early versions of the Model 1891 were designed for infantry use, with long barrels and bayonet lugs built in. Later variants were adapted for cavalry and artillery units, featuring shorter barrels. Iron sights were originally calibrated using the Arshin measurement system, but were later converted to metric units. The stock was made of wood, typically birch or other locally available hardwoods. The Mosin-Nagant saw extensive service in many conflicts, including the Russo-Japanese War, World War I, the Russian Civil War, and World War II. During World War II, sniper variants equipped with optical sights became famous for their accuracy. The rifle's long service life and numerous modernizations attest to the effectiveness of its original design. In terms of technical specifications, the Mosin-Nagant Model 1891 has a caliber of 7.62 millimeters and uses the 7.62 by 54 mm R cartridge. Its overall length is approximately 1,300 millimeters, with a barrel length of about 800 millimeters. The rifle weighs around 4.2 to 4.3 kilograms without a bayonet. Its internal magazine holds 5 rounds. Muzzle velocity is roughly 860 meters per second, with an effective firing range of 500 to 800 meters, although maximum range is significantly greater. The bolt mechanism is manually operated, requiring the shooter to cycle the bolt after each shot. In summary, the Mosin-Nagant Model 1891 stands out in military history for its simplicity, reliability, and powerful cartridge. Produced in millions of units, it served for decades and remains a popular choice for collectors, historians, and sport shooters alike. The Berthier M1907-15 was a French bolt-action service rifle that played an important role during the First World War. It was developed as part of the Berthier rifle family, which was designed to supplement and partially replace the earlier Lebel Model 1886 rifle. The Berthier system was created by French engineer André-Virgile Paul-Marie Berthier, with the main objective of simplifying production, improving reliability, and enabling faster reloading under combat conditions. The original Berthier rifles were introduced in 1907 and were initially intended for colonial troops and cavalry units. When World War I began in 1914, the French Army faced an urgent need for large numbers of rifles, as the Lebel rifle, although powerful and accurate, was slow to reload due to its tubular magazine and was complex to manufacture. To address this problem, the Berthier design was adapted into a full-length infantry rifle, resulting in the M1907-15 model, which entered mass production in 1915. The Berthier M1907-15 used a bolt-action operating system with 2 front locking lugs, providing strength and reliability. It was chambered for the standard French 8x50mm R Lebel cartridge, a powerful, smokeless powder round that offered good long-range performance. One of the most distinctive features of the rifle was its Mannlicher Type N-block clip system, which held 3 rounds. The entire clip was inserted into the magazine from the top, and after the last round was fired, the empty clip fell out through an opening at the bottom of the magazine. This system allowed for faster reloading compared to the Lebel's tubular magazine, but the limited 3-round capacity was considered a disadvantage compared to enemy rifles such as the German Mauser, which typically held 5 rounds. In terms of physical characteristics, the Berthier M1907-15 had an overall length of approximately 1,306 mm and a barrel length of about 803 mm. Its unloaded weight was around 3.8 kilograms, making it slightly lighter and more manageable than the Lebel rifle. The rifle featured a wooden stock extending nearly to the muzzle, a straight bolt handle, and simple but robust iron sights, consisting of a front post and a tangent rear sight adjustable for range. It was also designed to accept a standard French bayonet, compatible with those used on the Lebel, which simplified logistics during wartime. One notable aspect of the Berthier M1907-15 was the absence of a manual safety mechanism. As a result, French soldiers were trained to carry the rifle with an empty chamber unless they were about to engage the enemy. Despite this limitation, the rifle was generally regarded as reliable, durable, and easier to maintain in harsh trench conditions than earlier designs. The Berthier M1907-15 saw extensive service throughout World War I and was issued to a wide range of French infantry units, colonial troops, and Allied forces. However, combat experience quickly highlighted the shortcomings of the 3-round magazine, especially in intense trench warfare. This led to the development of the Berthier M1916, which featured a 5-round clip and addressed many of the earlier model's limitations. Nevertheless, due to the scale of production and wartime necessity, the M1907-15 remained in frontline service until the end of the war and continued to be used in secondary roles in the years that followed. In conclusion, the Berthier M1907-15 represents a significant step in the evolution of French military rifles. While not without flaws, it successfully combined simplicity, reliability, and faster reloading compared to earlier French designs. Its widespread use during World War I and its role in transitioning French infantry armament towards more modern systems make it an important and historically significant firearm. The Vetterli-Vitali M1870 8715 was an Italian bolt-action military rifle that represents an important transitional stage in the evolution of infantry firearms from single-shot black powder rifles to repeating smokeless powder weapons. Its development reflects both technological progress and the urgent military needs of Italy during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The origins of this rifle trace back to the Vetterli Model 1870, which was officially adopted by the Royal Italian Army in 1870. This rifle was based on the Swiss Vetterli system and was originally designed as a single-shot, bolt-action rifle. It fired the 10.35 by 47 mm R centerfire cartridge loaded with black powder. At the time of its adoption, the Vetterli M1870 was considered modern due to its bolt-action mechanism, strong receiver, and relatively good accuracy. However, the absence of a repeating magazine soon became a major disadvantage as other European armies adopted magazine-fed rifles. To address this issue, Italy introduced an upgrade in 1887 designed by Captain Giuseppe Vitali. This modification added a 4-round box magazine to the rifle, transforming it into a repeating weapon. The modified rifle became known as the Vetterli-Vitali M1870 8787. The Vitali magazine was fed using a special stripper clip inserted from the top. After the cartridges were loaded, the clip could be removed manually. Although this system was not as advanced as later Charger systems, it significantly increased the rifle's rate of fire and battlefield effectiveness. The most significant transformation occurred during World War I, when Italy faced a severe shortage of modern rifles chambered for its standard 6.5 by 52 mm Carcano smokeless powder cartridge. To solve this problem quickly and economically, the Italian army decided to convert large numbers of existing Vetterli-Vitali rifles. In 1915, these rifles underwent a major conversion and were redesignated Vetterli-Vitali M1870-8715. This conversion involved fitting a 6.5 mm barrel liner inside the original 10.35 mm barrel, adapting the bolt face, shortening the firing pin, and modifying the sights. The magazine system was also changed to accept the Carcano Mannlicher Type N-block clip, increasing the magazine capacity to 6 rounds. This allowed the rifle to use the same ammunition as the standard Carcano M1891, greatly simplifying logistics during wartime. Despite these improvements, the M1870-8715 still had limitations. The original Vetterli action had been designed for low-pressure black powder cartridges, so the converted rifles were not suitable for sustained use with high-pressure smokeless ammunition. As a result, they were generally issued to second-line units, training formations, reserve troops, and colonial forces rather than front-line infantry. In terms of technical characteristics, the Vetterli-Vitali M1870-8715 was a bolt-action rifle with a magazine capacity of 6 rounds, chambered in 6.5 by 52 mm Carcano. The rifle had an overall length of approximately 1,345 mm, a barrel length of about 860 mm, and weighed roughly 4.6 kilograms unloaded. The effective firing range was around 400 to 600 meters depending on conditions and shooter skill. The muzzle velocity of the 6.5 mm cartridge was approximately 700 to 730 meters per second. The rifle saw service throughout World War I, particularly in rear area roles, and continued to be used afterward in Italian colonies such as Libya, Eritrea, and Somalia. It also appeared in later conflicts, including the Second Italo-Ethiopian War and in limited numbers during the Spanish Civil War. By the beginning of World War II, the rifle was considered obsolete, though some examples were still used by auxiliary and paramilitary units. Today, the Vetterli-Vitali M1870-8715 is valued primarily as a historical collector's firearm. It is significant because it illustrates how older weapon systems were adapted to meet modern warfare demands under wartime pressure. The rifle stands as a clear example of the transition from black powder single-shot rifles to repeating smokeless powder military arms in European military history.
The Lebel Model 1886 rifle, officially known as Fusil Model 1886, represents a significant milestone in the history of military firearms as the first military rifle to adopt smokeless powder ammunition. Developed by the French Army in the late 19th century, the Lebel rifle marked a revolutionary change in small arms design and had a profound impact on military tactics and firearm technology worldwide. Its development was largely driven by France's desire to maintain military parity with other European powers, especially after the introduction of advanced rifles using smokeless powder by other nations. The rifle was designed by a team led by General Louis-Nicolas Auguste Lebel and Lieutenant Colonel Gras, and it was chambered for the new 8 mm Lebel smokeless powder cartridge, which offered higher velocity, flatter trajectory, and reduced fouling compared to traditional black powder rounds. The Lebel 1886 is a bolt-action rifle featuring an 8-round tubular magazine located beneath the barrel, which allowed for relatively rapid fire for its time. Its bolt-action mechanism is robust and reliable, although somewhat slower to operate compared to later designs with detachable box magazines. The rifle's overall length is approximately 1.32 meters, 52 inches, with a barrel length of 80 centimeters, 31.5 inches, and it weighs around 4 kilograms, 8.8 pounds, making it manageable for infantry use. The use of smokeless powder gave the Lebel cartridge a muzzle velocity of approximately 660 meters per second, 2,165 feet per second, allowing for effective engagement at ranges up to 400 to 500 meters, although the rifle could technically reach targets at longer distances. Its long barrel and stable construction contributed to notable accuracy for its era. One of the key innovations of the Lebel rifle was its adoption of the 8x50mm smokeless powder cartridge, which not only increased the effective range and penetration, but also significantly reduced the visibility of gunfire due to the lack of heavy smoke, providing a tactical advantage on the battlefield. The rifle also incorporated a long, slender bayonet that could be affixed to the muzzle, reinforcing its role as both a long-range firearm and a close combat weapon. Despite its advanced ammunition, the rifle's design retained some features of earlier models, such as a tubular magazine, which eventually limited its adaptability and rate of fire compared to rifles with detachable box magazines that appeared in the early 20th century. Throughout its service life, the Lebel Model 1886 underwent several modifications, including changes to the sights and minor adjustments to the stock and bolt mechanism to improve reliability and handling. It saw extensive use during World War I, where it became the standard-issue rifle of the French infantry. Despite the emergence of more modern rifles, the Lebel remained in service in various capacities through World War II, particularly in colonial and secondary units due to its robustness and the vast quantities available. Its historical significance lies not only in its technical innovations, but also in how it influenced subsequent rifle development across Europe and beyond. The Lebel Model 1886 is remembered as a pioneering weapon that combined smokeless powder technology with practical military design, bridging the gap between 19th century firearms and the modern era of high-velocity rifles.
The Mannlicher M1895 is a bolt-action rifle developed and adopted by the Austro-Hungarian Empire, designed by Ferdinand Mannlicher in 1895. It was based on earlier Mannlicher designs, most notably featuring the en-bloc clip loading system, which became a hallmark of Mannlicher rifles. The M1895 served as the primary service rifle of the Austro-Hungarian Army during World War I and was also used by several other countries, including Turkey and Bulgaria. The rifle is distinguished by its unique bolt mechanism, which is simple, robust, and allows for smooth and reliable operation. Its feeding system uses an en-bloc clip, which holds multiple rounds together and is inserted as a single unit into the magazine. Once the last round is fired, the clip is automatically ejected. This design allowed for faster reloading and efficient use in combat. The Mannlicher M1895 has an overall length of approximately 1.25 meters, 49 inches, and weighs around 4.3 kilograms, 9.5 pounds, making it relatively manageable for a soldier in the field. Chambered in 8x50mm Mannlicher, the rifle offered good accuracy and stopping power over long distances. Its iron sights were adjustable for ranges between 200 and 2,000 meters, allowing for effective engagement at varying distances. The construction of the rifle was simple and durable, capable of withstanding harsh weather and battlefield conditions. One of the main advantages of the Mannlicher M1895 was its reliability and speed of operation. The bolt action was smooth, and the en-bloc clip system enabled relatively quick reloading compared to other rifles of the era. However, the rifle's weight and length could limit rapid maneuverability, and compared to modern firearms, it had a slower rate of fire due to its bolt action mechanism. In conclusion, the Mannlicher M1895 stands out as a classic Austro-Hungarian bolt-action rifle. It was a reliable and effective weapon in its time, particularly during World War I, providing soldiers with a sturdy, accurate, and functional rifle. Its bolt design, en-bloc clip system, and long-range accuracy make it historically significant and an interesting subject for study. The Arisaka Type 30 is a bolt-action rifle developed by the Empire of Japan and first introduced in 1897. Its name comes from the 30th year of Emperor Meiji's reign, Meiji 30. The rifle was designed to modernize the Japanese Army's small arms, replacing older, slower, and less reliable rifles with a weapon that was more effective, durable, and easier to maintain. The Type 30 employs a bolt-action mechanism, which allows for relatively fast reloading, simple maintenance, and reliable performance in combat conditions. It features an internal magazine that holds 6 rounds, providing soldiers with the ability to fire multiple shots without frequent reloading. The rifle has an overall length of approximately 1.27 meters and weighs around 3.95 kilograms. It fires the 6.5 by 50 millimeter Arisaka cartridge, which offers good accuracy and effectiveness at medium ranges. The rate of fire is roughly 10 to 15 rounds per minute, and its effective range is estimated to be around 500 meters. Constructed from a combination of metal and wood, the Type 30 is both durable and functional, offering soldiers a balance of reliability and ease of handling. One of the rifle's main advantages is its simplicity and ease of maintenance, allowing soldiers to quickly clean, repair, and operate it in field conditions. However, it also had some limitations. It is relatively long and heavy, making rapid movement or firing on the run somewhat cumbersome. Additionally, the bolt mechanism could become sluggish if exposed to dirt or mud during prolonged use. The Type 30 remained in service with the Japanese Army until the 1930s, when it was gradually replaced by later models, such as the Type 38 and Type 99 rifles. Despite this, it saw widespread use in regional conflicts, including in China and the Korean Peninsula. Its combination of reliability, simple construction, and long service life made it one of the most important rifles in Japanese military history. In summary, the Arisaka Type 30 is a medium-range bolt-action rifle with a 6-round internal magazine designed for accuracy, reliability, and ease of maintenance. Its technical and operational features distinguished it among the contemporary rifles of its time and made it a key weapon in the development of the Imperial Japanese Army. The Arisaka Type 38 rifle, officially adopted by the Imperial Japanese Army in 1905, represents a significant step in early 20th century military small arms development. Designed by Colonel Nariakira Arisaka, the Type 38 was intended to modernize Japan's infantry weapons and replace the earlier Murata rifles. The rifle is chambered for the 6.5 by 50 mm SR Arisaka cartridge, a rimmed bottlenecked round known for its relatively mild recoil and good penetration, which contributed to accurate long-range shooting. The Type 38 employs a bolt-action mechanism featuring a non-rotating claw extractor and a Mauser-style internal box magazine that can hold 5 rounds, loaded via stripper clips. This action was praised for its robustness, reliability, and ease of maintenance under harsh field conditions, which became crucial during Japan's engagements in World War I, the Second Sino-Japanese War, and the early years of World War II. The rifle itself weighs approximately 3.95 kilograms without a bayonet and has an overall length of 1,290 millimeters, with a barrel length of 797 millimeters, offering a balance between stability and maneuverability. Its iron sights consist of a fixed front post and a tangent rear sight adjustable up to 2,500 meters, although practical accuracy was generally effective within 500 meters for standard infantry engagements. The stock is made from hardwood, typically Japanese walnut or similar durable material, providing resilience against environmental stress and ensuring longevity in service. Many Type 38 rifles were also fitted with a socket bayonet, extending their utility in close-quarters combat. Throughout its service life, several variants emerged, including the Type 38 carbine, which offered a shorter barrel for cavalry and support troops, and later wartime simplifications that reduced manufacturing complexity as Japan faced material shortages during World War II. The Type 38 rifle earned a reputation for exceptional reliability, even in harsh climates such as the jungles of Southeast Asia or the frozen landscapes of Manchuria. Soldiers appreciated its manageable recoil, solid construction, and consistent accuracy. However, by the late 1930s and 1940s, the 6.5 millimeter round was considered underpowered compared to contemporary rifles using larger calibers, leading to the adoption of the Type 99 rifle, chambered in 7.7 by 58 millimeter Arisaka, for increased stopping power.
Despite this, the Type 38 remained in widespread use throughout the Pacific War, particularly among second-line and reserve units, reflecting the rifle's enduring utility and the logistical challenges of completely replacing it. Overall, the Arisaka Type 38 stands as a hallmark of early 20th century Japanese military engineering, combining simplicity, durability, and precision, which ensured its place in military history as one of the most reliable bolt-action rifles of its era.